This is Sylvia Saber with Optv Global Headlines. Starting with the top international stories for the day. Kashmiris on both sides of the line of control and world over are observing Kashmir Martyrs' Day today to pay homage to martyrs of July 13, 1931. A march towards the martyrs' graveyard at Naqshband Sahib in Srinagar was held. On the appeal of all parties Hurriyat Conference, Kashmiri people marked the day by observing a complete shutdown in the Indian-occupied Kashmir and convey the message to the world that the Kashmiris will never accept Indian subjugation. Kashmir Martyrs' Day is being observed today on both sides of the line of control. In a message, Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan reiterated that Pakistan stands with the people of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir in their struggle for their right to self-determination. The Prime Minister tweeted, "We pay tribute to 22 Shuhada of 13 July 1931, martyred when the Dogra Maharaja's soldiers fired on peaceful protesters." The top US commander in Afghanistan has relinquished his command at a ceremony in the Afghan capital of Kabul, taking the United States a step closer to ending its 20-year war. General Scott Miller handed over command of what has become known as America's Forever War in its waning days of Marine General Frank McKenzie, the head of US Central Command. China's military claimed that it had given away a US warship that illegally entered its water near the contested Paracel. Chinese army says USS Benfold entered waters without China's approval, seriously violating its sovereignty, while US Navy says Benfold asserted navigational rights and freedoms in the vicinity of the Paracel Islands consistent with international law. Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan spoke with his Israeli counterpart over the phone and stressed on the importance of resolving the Israel-Palestine dispute in the light of UN resolutions. The Turkish Communications Directorate said in a statement, despite all differences of opinion, President Erdogan said that the international community expected a lasting and comprehensive two-state settlement of the Palestinian-Israeli conflict within the framework of UN resolutions. Up next, we have the national updates. Pakistan Army's Major Arsalan Zafar has secured first place among all the foreign officers in Joint Command and Staff College Kuwait. The British Army secured second and third positions, while Bangladesh Army fourth place and the German Army fifth place in Course 25 in Joint Command and Staff College Kuwait. Prime Minister Imran Khan has delivered a keynote address at the United Nations High-Level Political Forum on Sustainable Development. The Prime Minister outlined his vision to deal with the triple challenge faced by the world today of the COVID-19 pandemic, reversal of economic progress, and existential threat posed by climate change. Mr. Imran Khan also suggested measures needed to be taken at the national and international level for an effective response to build back better to achieve the 2030 Agenda and SDGs. The Khyber Pakhtunkhwa cabinet has approved renaming the Nawaz Sharif Kidney Hospital in Sawat. The Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government spokesperson Kamran Khan Bangash said that a committee has been constituted under the Child Protection Act to increase penalties and fines. Pakistan People's Party chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari has arrived in New York on a private visit to the United States. Earlier, he had gone to an undisclosed location, apparently Wyoming, to attend a conference. Sindh Chief Minister Murad Ali Shah is already in the United States, which has sparked speculation about the presence of two key PPP leaders in the United States as the Biden administration reconsiders its strategy for South Asia. Monsoon rains wreak havoc in Muzaffarabad and Aptabad and their adjoining areas. A man and his wife swept away in flash floods in Neelam Valley, while a woman and her minor daughter were wounded. Meanwhile, heavy rain completely paralyzed life in Aptabad, where almost 70% city was under the heavy flood. Meanwhile, the flood swept away the U Bridge at Havelian, cutting road links of several villages from the rest of the country. Up next, we have the health updates. Dirty air contributes to COVID-19 severity, according to a study from one of America's most polluted cities. According to a doctor of Detroit's Henry Ford Hospital, long-term exposure to air pollution may impair the immune system and make it more susceptible to viral infections, while fine particles in air pollution may also act as a carrier for the virus and help spread it. The World Health Organization's chief scientist on Monday advised against people mixing and matching COVID-19 vaccines from different manufacturers. It's a bit of dangerous trend here. We are in a data-free, evidence-free zone as far as mix and match, Soumya Swaminathan told an online briefing. Pakistan's daily coronavirus caseload dropped slightly for the second consecutive day after the country reported 1,519 new cases. Another 21 people died of coronavirus in Pakistan in the last 24 hours, pushing the national death tally since the pandemic started to 22,619. Latest data of National Command and Operations Center showed that Pakistan's positivity rate is currently at 3.63%. Up next, we have the sports updates. England's Football Association said it was disgusted after racist trolls targeted black players. Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, and Bukayo Saka following Euro 2020 final defeat to Italy. England manager said the racist abuse is unforgivable. Prime Minister Boris Johnson and the Football Association also condemned it. All three players missed penalties in the 3-2 shootout loss and were targeted on social media after the game. England and Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford apologized for his penalty shootout miss, but said he will never apologize for who I am, after he was one of three players subjected to racist abuse following England's Euro 2020 final defeat to Italy. Meanwhile, England footballer Tyrone Mings has accused the Home Secretary of pretending to be disgusted by racist abuse after she previously described taking the knee as gesture politics. Up next, we have the entertainment updates. Pakistani famous writer, playwright and comedian Anwar Maqsood has revealed reason that why he is not writing the dramas anymore. While criticizing the drama industry, the artist said, "Now that the rating has occupied a decisive place, the directors or producers have been left behind in every respect. The marketing department decides which actors are needed and which are not." Sajal Ali and Bilal Abbas have wrapped up the shoot for their highly anticipated film Khail Khail Mein. This is their first project together. Khail Khail Mein is produced by Fiza Ali Mirza. It was challenging to shoot this feature in 50 days, director Nabil Qureshi said. It was challenging to shoot this feature in 50 days, director Nabil Qureshi said. The pioneering boy band is returning to the Las Vegas Strip with a heavy backstreet Christmas party. It has a series of 12-day holiday shows at the Planet Hollywood Resort this November and December. The current lineup of the band includes Nick Carter, Howie Doro, Brian Littrell, AJ McLean, and Kevin Richardson. Up next, we have the business updates. E-commerce giant Amazon.com Inc.'s online store is grappling with widespread outages. On Sunday, Amazon's online store showed error messages on several regional domains and product listings could not be accessed in US, India, Canada, UK, France, and Singapore. Later, the outage spread to other countries. The per tola gold price has registered a decrease of Rs 400 to Rs 108,800 in the domestic market of Pakistan. The rate of 10 grams of the yellow metal decreased by Rs 324 to Rs 93,621. In the international market, spot gold was down 0.4% at $1,800.46 per ounce, and in the United States, gold futures slipped 0.5% to $1,801.30 per ounce. In line with the vision of Pakistan Prime Minister to promote tourism in the country, the Civil Aviation Authority has issued a license to a newly launched private airline to operate flights in Pakistan. PCAA has approved the issuance of Tourism Promotion and Regional Integration License to Alveer Airways, limited for a period of 5 years. Up next, we have the updates on science and technology. A sealed copy of video game Super Mario 64 has sold at auction for a record-breaking more than $1.5 million, shattering records. The 1996 cartridge was a launch title for the Nintendo 64 console and was one of the most influential early 3D platformers. The Federal Aviation Administration has approved a Blue Origin license to carry humans on the New Shepard launch system into space. Former Amazon chief executive Jeff Bezos is set to fly to the edge of space on Blue Origin's maiden crewed voyage on July 20. Blue Origin is valid through August and is approved to conduct these missions from its launch site, one in Texas. That's all from this bulletin. For more updates, do stay with us and keep watching Optv Global.